talk about adoption in real life. Well, um, talking a little about me, so why do I choose this theme and what does it have to do with me? Adoption is a reality for me because I am adopted and my whole family is basically because I have two sisters who are also adopted and my dogs count too, so 3 dogs adopted. My parents are the difference in our house. I was born in Minas Gerais, more specific, Carmo de Minas, and I was adopted there when I was 1 year old, just 1 year old. It was a really quick adoption. And from that time, when my parents adopted me, they had already adopted my older sister on that same year, and then 10 years later, they adopted my younger sister, and I was 10 at that time. So I saw the whole process and like close I saw, and that's what I'll talk about, the process of adoption. So how does that work? It's kind of hard to summarize this thing because it's really complicated. But if I had to, I would describe it in those 4 figures. So the first thing you'll need to do when you concretize this idea on your mind, like I wanna do this, I want to adopt, you have to search for a courthouse. You have to search for the judiciary part. When you decide to adopt, you need to fill a profile form about the kid you want, with things like hair color, eye color, if you accept brothers, 2, 3. And this is really important so they can know your reality, because they can give you like 5 kids if you don't have money for 5 kids. This is an important part so they can know your reality. And the next thing you have to do is wait, because then you'll be already on the adoptions line. You'll be waiting for your kid. So you have to do is wait, which is probably the most anxious and stressful and boring part, but it's part of the process, so you have to wait. And this waiting don't have like a right time, because you will be matching with your profile, so depends on each case. Then you'll be like on a completely normal day, you receive a call that can change your entire life, saying that your waiting is over, and now you have to meet your kid, which is the process of meeting, known as adaptation 2. Here's the first contact you have with your son or daughter or brothers. It's a supervised time that you spend with this or that kid that you will adopt, because it's kind of weird, like bring someone to your life that you've never seen before. And if everything was okay on this process, all this other process, you will take your kid home, which is the happiest part, for sure. You just take your kid home and have a new member in your family. Now talking about adoption in Brazil. In our country, we have almost 50,000 people wanting to adopt and a little more than 5,000 waiting to be adopted. So it's a big difference, right? And even though there are so many kids in the shelters, unfortunately, not all have the same opportunity or lucky to have a family. And this happens in case of the choice of the profile, because the most ones who are adopting in the profile form would say girl, white, up to 4 years old, without any disease and with no brothers, which doesn't match with the reality, where the most kids are black or brown with brothers and usually older, so big kids or teenagers. The adoption brings special issues to a family that biological families don't have. So, like, how do I tell my kid that he or her is adopted? How do I deal with this idea, telling the family? And those kind of issues biological families don't have. So adoptive parents always seek for people that will understand their families, their problems, and the challenges that adoption has brought to their lives. Those groups can help those parents by sharing their own experiences about those situations that can be very similar to what you are living. So, like, you didn't have any kid and now you have 3. So you can search on these groups for people that will understand and help you with those problems. And you can share also your stories to people that understand this. In our city, we have one adoption support group that, including my parents, created. This one here. And if you are shaping this idea on your mind, I'm sure that they will help you to be more sure about this feeling. And the National Adoption Day, it exists. I bet most of you didn't know that. It's celebrated on May 25 here in Brazil. It was created on United States. And it's a day to share your stories, to celebrate this. And those hands, those little hand drawing, it's kind of a campaign and social media to bring eyes to this topic that is not popular. So to bring eyes, to share stories, to show support. So probably if you open your social medias on May 25, you might see those drawings, and if you have already saw it in somewhere, now you know what it means. Thank you.